Our next story is about a major air show in the UK that opened with defense and aircraft orders in focus as wars in Ukraine and West Asia drove demand for stronger air defense capabilities. Defense companies made up half of a record 1,600 exhibitors at this year's show, highlighting a shift from the commercial aviation roots of an event that started in 1948 as a showcase for British aerospace technology.
It's day 2 of the Farnborough Airshow here in the UK. There's massive footfall taking place, well over 100,000 people in attendance. And day 1 concluded on a big high. They're seeing one of the highest numbers here at the air show, one of the biggest in the world. 36.2 billion pounds worth of orders that were completed. These are purchases of aircraft from Airbus and Boeing, and this includes helicopters. There were well over 200 firm aircraft orders, and those were the numbers. Along with that, nearly 450 firm engine orders, which have also been placed. Now, these orders largely shape the aerospace structure and the industry all across the world. These engines are from LEAP and Pratt & Whitney. Pratt & Whitney engines are the ones which are used in the F-15s, F-16s, the F-35s, the F-22 Raptors. And F-35 is here on display. It's one of the headlining acts. Major presence here today as well. Lots more that will be shaping up. India has a major presence here at the Farnborough Airshow.
And among the biggest attractions this year, next generation counter-drone technology is designed to distinguish small drones from birds in real time. A capability shaped by lessons, of course, from the battlefields of Ukraine and growing drone threats around the Gulf, including Saudi Arabia and Jordan, using AI-powered sensors, radar, electro-optical cameras, acoustic detection. These systems are redefining air defense against the smallest and often the deadliest aerial threats.
Our systems have been deployed in Ukraine, and we had some great feedbacks from Ukraine. We've been working closely with the people. We have a specific task force, Ukrainian task force, that is actually talking to people on the field, and these people wanted. The range of a radar is fixed. This one is from 5 to 7 kilometers. The people in the field wanted to have an extended range of 10 kilometers. We'd work with them in order to develop additional software for them to see Shaeds coming their ways.
Another attraction at the show is the Collaborative Combat Aircraft, CCA ecosystem, where unmanned combat aircraft are basically designed to team up with crewed fighter jets, extending their reach, firepower, survivability. The US Air Force is betting big on this concept, in fact, also signing a key contract on the 17th of June to accelerate the program. On display, there was the General Atomics one of the front runners in America's next generation of the AI-enabled Loyal Wingman aircraft, offering a glimpse into the future of aerial combat.
I'm standing in front of the future of aerial combat. This is the FQ-42A Dark Merlin by General Atomics. It's part of the Collaborative Combat Aircraft ecosystem. These are unmanned crewed systems. They are going to be teaming up with crewed fighter jet, and they are going to be deployed in the dozens or even in the hundreds. Just 1 month ago, the US Air Force signed its first production contract for more than 150 Loyal Wingmen. That's what they are being called. And this is part of that fleet. The US Air Force will have these deployed along with their F-35 jets. And they also have the MBDA Spear missiles, which are also mounted on the F-35. Those are going to be mounted on the General Atomics FQ-42A. It's already gone into production now. The contract has been signed. And in time to come, every F-35 in the US Air Force fleet will be deployed with maybe dozens or even hundreds of these unmanned vehicles.
Time now to get you some offbeat stories. For billions of years, the Milky Way has been spinning through space, carrying hundreds of billions of stars and planets, including ours, with it. But astronomers now have evidence that our cosmic home may have suffered a dramatic upheaval in the distant past. The galaxy today may have been knocked sideways in a colossal encounter with another galaxy years ago. Take a look.
Look up at the night sky. And and the Milky Way appears stable. A vast river of stars stretches across the darkness. But the galaxy is not as calm as it looks. Deep inside its structure, astronomers have found clues that something enormous happened in the Milky Way's ancient past. The evidence points to a cosmic collision. Scientists studying the motion of stars have found unusual patterns that suggest the Milky Way's disk may have been dramatically tilted or even flipped on its side. The discovery offers a new explanation for strange movements seen among stars far from the galactic center. The likely culprit could be a collision with a smaller dwarf galaxy. Billions of years ago, the Milky Way may have encountered another galaxy traveling on a different trajectory. The gravitational forces involved would have been immense. Imagine two enormous whirlpools colliding. The sheer kinetic force of this impact sent shockwaves through the galactic disk. Instead of surviving unscathed, the entire Milky Way tilted violently, flipping nearly 90 degrees on its axis. And there is something even more remarkable. The Milky Way is still changing. It continues to interact with nearby galaxies. It is slowly consuming smaller satellite galaxies, and billions of years from now, it is expected to collide with the Andromeda galaxy. The night sky we know today is temporary. Our galaxy has already survived cosmic violence of an unimaginable scale, and the stars are still carrying the evidence. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
The bonhomie between US President Donald Trump and the FIFA chief was on full display during the World Cup after the World Cup bonding. Buzz about Trump reportedly backing Infantino as a potential candidate for the next Secretary General of the United Nations has been doing the rounds. A New York Post report has claimed that Trump believes that the FIFA chief is respected by everyone around the world and possesses a unique ability to unite people across nations and cultures. The United Nations will choose a new Secretary General later this year itself. The new leader will replace Antonio Guterres, whose term will end in December. Any candidate must first win support from the 15 members of the UN Security Council, and must also avoid a veto from any of the Council's 5 permanent members. The final decision will then go to the UN General Assembly for approval. That's the process. But it remains unclear whether Infantino is even interested in the role or whether Trump has actually directly discussed the possibility with him. Infantino is currently seeking re-election as the FIFA president, which is scheduled for next year. The Trump-Infantino bonhomie has also grown stronger in recent times, in fact, from Trump conferring FIFA's first ever Peace Prize after repeated Nobel Prize snubs, to appearing together several times in public, even overturning America's strikers' one-match ban after Trump's complaint reportedly. If this latest report by the New York Post is to be believed, the Trump nomination for the FIFA chief, for the UN top boss, could also be a whole new chapter in that saga. As Russia continues to pound Ukraine, the internal turmoil in Zelensky's government has only deepened. The political shakeup has also led to critics asking about Zelensky's own intentions. They are raising serious questions. Let's break this down. In fact, Zelensky fired the commander-in-chief, appointing the popular general as the new head of the armed forces, who will be leading a major reorganization of Ukraine's military command structure. Essentially going back on his previous decision, Zelensky said that the former defense minister, Fedorov, who was sacked last week, will return to the government in a prominent position. What's even happening here? Remember, Fedorov's dismissal sparked thousands of protesters to take to the streets, and this was one of Ukraine's biggest political crises, in fact. Listen into this statement.
We saw the euphoria that our friends and our loved ones had when Fedorov was the Minister of Defense. But now, after the events of last Wednesday evening, this elation has disappeared, and a certain despair has certainly appeared. Therefore, while they are defending us there, we must stand for them here.
Under Fedorov's leadership, Ukraine, remember, expanded its drone warfare capabilities with long-range strike drones, advanced unmanned systems. The technology boosted Ukraine's ability to basically handle and hit targets deep inside Russia, disrupting military as well as energy infrastructure. Fedorov's push for AI, autonomous systems, precision weapons helped shift Ukraine's war strategy from manpower to technology. Despite the announcement by Zelensky to reinstate Fedorov in the government, it remains unclear whether he will once again join the government or not. And all of this only further adding to this fog of war, especially at a time when Russia has been ramping up its offensive on Ukraine. Major Ukrainian ports, including Mykolaiv, Sumy, Odessa, remain under incessant attacks by Russia. The political turmoil in Ukraine, triggered by the recent decisions by Zelensky, leading critics to also question his priorities and loyalties. Opponents argue that Zelensky chose to protect his political allies, including senior military figures and long-time loyalists, instead of actually retaining a minister credited with pushing major defense reforms.
To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.